What's up everyone, welcome back to No Warp Gate to Grandmaster. Our MMR is super high and I checked yesterday. We are actually the equivalent of rank 130 Grandmaster on the NA server already. The next step is top 100. Let's begin. The first game of the day is against a Terran player called Player, 4.7k MMR. Now PvT is always nice for us to have because it is our best matchup, at least. I also thought it was the best matchup for Ling Infestor, but about that one I was statistically wrong, so maybe here I'm wrong too. But I'm pretty sure in this challenge it is actually our best matchup. Now I wanted to share something pretty cool with you guys. So if you listened to my last video, I think it was in the intro, I talked about how I went to Home Story Cup the last weekend. And I played a couple games there with my Protoss and Zerg as well. And I managed to beat a 6000 MMR Protoss player with a build that I invented in this challenge, which was the triple gate opening. I remember I was raving about it for a while, that build actually looked strong enough that maybe it could be used in pro play, and I actually used it and I actually won. Now, I do have to admit we were maybe a little bit lucky with what our opponent did exactly. Like, it was a pretty fortunate build order, or rather a fortunate response to my builder from the opponent, but in the end we still beat a 6000 MMR player in a tournament, helping me to win the best of 3. So that is obviously very, very awesome. I also tried to spread the word a little bit, so I think a bunch of the other pro players, like, well, I'm not going to reveal who they are because I know in what situation they want to use it, but there are a couple other pro players that wanted to try and use the build as well. So I'm very curious if we're going to see that to any success. Like, that would be so freaking cool, you know? The revolution of the meta because of no Warp Gate to Grandmaster. How cool would that be? Now, what am I going to do this game? I really, in the first game of the day, I usually like to play a little bit of a macro formula just so we can get into the series nicely. And perhaps that we can warm up a little bit as well. I actually don't really warm up before, you know, recording at all. Like, quite literally, I don't warm up. This is my first game of the day, so playing a nice longer game in the first one is going to be beneficial. Now here, it seems pretty clear to me that our opponent is going for like a proxy marauder or something like that. Actually, like there's... Oh, I'm confused here because this kind of looks like there should be an engineering bay block on my natural, but there's not. I think I want to make a gateway here. I was quite sure this was going to be a proxy marauder, but now I'm not sure anymore. Let's see if there's anything over here. I think I'm going to go for stalkers first. It's obviously a very fast second gateway, which could be nice. Now, what could my opponent possibly be doing with this? I'm really not quite sure. We saw an SCV leave the base at some point. Like, if there was a second gas here, I would feel a little bit more secure because... Not because I would be safer, but just because I would have a better idea of what's going on. But now I actually don't really have an idea what's going on. So I suppose we'll see. I don't think I really need this gas yet. Actually, I might want to do it because I'm going to chrono boost a lot of stalkers, right? Now, let's see. Maybe I'll send this probe across again. My first idea now is that he was going to go for some kind of proxy factory, but he would have needed a second gas to afford both these factories. So maybe he changed his mind based on the timing I scouted at and decided to go for a factory expand. That could also be the case. So there's a couple of Hellions over. His build order is extremely weird to me. Right now, it looks like a proxy starport. It's really funny, by the way. It must be cool for you guys to listen to me change my mind on what strategy the opponent is doing like every single minute, but it's just, you know, you really have to be changing it all the time to keep up with all these strategies. Now at this point I would indeed say that it is going to be a Hellion drop. I guess we'll see. At some point I would have to add a robo for detection. I could add a Stargate as well for the Oracle. Actually, that might be even better because then I could make a Phoenix as well, but we'll see. What's cool for me is that I've chrono boosted so many stalkers. I'm gonna have way more stalkers than he would normally expect, at least if he's going to attack me. Okay, so he's gonna run by now, and he's gonna be surprised that I also have stalkers in the main base. I am sure of it. Let's see. I should be able to pull these probes in a pretty efficient manner. Exactly, there we go. Not gonna lose too many more, and that is gonna be a pretty nice hold there already. Keep in mind, he did all of that without a good economy, right? So this is, you know, pretty good trade after all. I think I could potentially... Dude, I have so many stalkers. It's 4 minutes and I have 8 stalkers already. I really think this build, or like this challenge as a whole, has been so much better than I would have expected at the start. But all right, let's see. It could be... You know what? I am going to go for the Stargate because I really think it could be something cloaked. Most likely, there's going to be an expansion here bunker with 1 tank. or almost one tank. Not quite sure about the timings, but just in case it's Banshees, I think I will really need... there's the bunker. I will really need to go for a Stargate. So the bunker's gonna die right away. Like, the thing is, I have done these builds myself, and I just know that he can't have that many units. Like, if you open up with Hellions, you're not gonna have that many units, so you have to defend with a siege tank. He's gonna try sieging it in the back. I can actually still go for it, by the way. I think because oh, actually, I was had a little bit less range than I expected there. I think I'll just settle for all the SCV kills. The reason why I'm splitting my Stalkers is just so... let's see. A little bit of splitting. Oh, actually... that was surprisingly good, I have to say. I didn't think it was going to be very good, but in the end it was, and I killed a lot of stuff there. I think I'm gonna go for the Phoenix, actually, because with the Phoenix I can kill the medevac. I'm not even sure if he realized there is a Phoenix, but I have killed a significant amount of workers myself as well. Looks like my opponent was struggling moving these Widow Mines up into the medevac. I think I am not going to need detection. I mean, I doubt he's going to go for drilling claws, which would give him detection, right? So I think I can just kill that medevac with this Phoenix, and that should be a very comfortable hold here. And I think it's going to put us pretty far ahead. Like, I'm not quite sure how many workers I killed exactly, but you have to imagine that it's good enough at this point, right? So still going to be able to keep this alive. I could recall this, or I could just use it as a distraction. I think it could be cool to go for a bunch of Phoenixes, just so I can lift siege tanks and give me like a little more aggressive potential. Keep in mind that I do not have Warp Gate, obviously, so I do need to produce a lot of units to be safe against his first attack. I think we're going to go for a Twilight Cancel here. That sounds the smartest thing to do. I also killed this bunker a while ago, right? So he's not going to have a bunker to protect his tank. He probably does have enough Marines, though. Let's see what I can find. There's nothing over here. There's a tank there in the back, but that tank is actually way too far out. So I don't really have to worry about it at all, unless I do that with my Stalkers. Let's see, he's probably going to try to target some of these Phoenixes. This is already really annoying. Okay, that is a tank moving closer. Maybe he actually forgot about this one. No, wait, can I? I think I can stand there, right? Look at this. Yeah, oh, that is so freaking bad. I'm actually the most annoying Protoss player ever. Okay, I need to start making a couple more gateways, else my production is never gonna ramp up to a high enough point. Maybe I can escape here for a bit. Doesn't look like it. Now, typically, a Protoss against Terran, you would go for Blink first. But I think since my Twilight Council was so late, it makes a lot more sense to open with Charge, because I will be able to hold a tank push with Charge and Blink. Blink is more like you're gonna, be able to do a lot of damage early on, but you're not necessarily gonna be as strong against the main push. Guess I'll just go for a couple of lifts here. These have a lot of energy. Should be able to kill a decent amount of these. Maybe this one as well. There we go. That is 4 SCVs down. I also made a Void Ray, which is a little funny, because a Void Ray is like the last unit Protoss players would usually make in this scenario, but I kind of just want to, try and snipe a tank there or something. Actually, I could distract him with these Phoenixes. And then I'll send the Void Ray into the main. I do think he probably moved the tank away already, but we'll see. Oh, that looks like a big SCV pool. Yeah, it does. Okay, so we're going to be fighting against a big SCV pool all in. I think his main base, I should be able to keep it hostage forever, but it's going to be tough to defend all of this. I have to be honest, guys. Like, this is really not going to be an easy hold. I guess I can probably kill that bunker right away. I imagine it's actually a couple Marines now. He's even going to stim them as well. This is going to be a very close one, I think. Oh, please. Oh, I guess he did get the bunker, and I'm going to get all these Marines as well. That is nice. Yeah, these I'm just going to have to run away with for a while. I don't think I can fight with these yet either. I'm just going to buy time here. Like, even if he gets my gateways, I think we'll just have to deal with it, to be honest, because I still have a couple of gateways building in the main. Guess we can... Oh, I actually don't have lifts left anymore. He is getting a little brave. Keep in mind, he did already stim. Wait, he's pretty far forward here, guys. Maybe I can force another stim out of him. That'd be really nice. Okay, there we go. That is yet another stim. Any stim you can get is always super, super nice against Terran units. And this is obviously where my experience of being a Terran, comes in play, because I know exactly how to deal with this kind of stuff. I will use my probes to fight. Wait, he's going back. No, you don't want to go back, my friend. You really do not want to go back. That is absolutely not what you want to do. If he's going to... How do I say this? He's going to grab the rest of his army and group up. That's what I was looking for. Then it makes sense, but if he's gonna go back fully, that would be... Oh, he's actually gonna leave the tanks alone too, and I have 3 lives, guys. I have exactly 3 Phoenixes. Look at this. I have a battery overcharge over here, so those zealots are gonna do well. And there we go. All right. I guess because of the Phoenix and the Void Ray counterattack, he didn't actually have that much at home. And in the end, this was a pretty clean game. I think it was mostly the early game that went very well. I still think, and it happens every time, and I'm going to keep saying that the early game with this strategy is so strong because I'm sure I had at least 2 more Stalkers than he was expecting with the Hellions. And then I had freaking 8 Stalkers in his base when he had 4 Marines. I didn't even use them perfectly. Maybe I could have killed the command center or something like that. But anyway, fantastic warm-up. Let's keep it going. Game number 2 is against a Protoss player. Well, perfect time to break out the Home Story Cup 6k Protoss destroying build order. Guys, sometimes you just have to cling on to your achievements a little bit, okay? Until I get a next biggest achievement for the No Warp Gate to Grandmaster show, then we'll just start saying that every game instead. All right, let's see. Now, I did get a couple of ideas. I feel like one idea that I haven't used enough with this triple gate opening is... Well, I've used the depths a little bit, but I feel like I can use them a little better. I had one game where I built 6 adepts right away, and I feel like having 6 adepts early is really nice, but I didn't really use them in the best way ever. Like, if you make 6 adepts and you trade them for 6 pros or something, then it's obviously not going to be the best. I think it might also be an idea. You know what? It kind of depending on what you scout. You could, for example, just use 2 of the gateways to make 2 adepts and then make the Nexus already. Like, you can definitely add a lot of mind games to this, which I think is exactly how you want to do it. Because it's just such a weird thing to scout, you know? At some point, if people start using this, you know, it's going to be, you know, more known. Everyone knows what to do against it. Or maybe they don't know exactly what is the best response, but they'll know what their favorite response against the thing is. But for now, we're just going to see, like, a lot of crazy things. We're going to see people go for 1 gate, 3 gate robo, or 1 base, 3 gate robo. They're going to try to expand really fast. They're just, like, super scared. My opponent just... I saw a probe there. And he also saw the gateways go down. So I feel like something should be a little up here. Let's see. Did he maybe proxy us or something? Or is he just... It kind of felt like... Okay, that's actually a pretty funny interaction. It kind of felt like he saw the low ground pylon. And then he was like, okay, this guy's going to 1 gate expand, so we have to do something about it. But then he clicked his probe away. He looked back on the minimap after the fact and saw that he did barely see those gateways building. And then he came back and changed his mind. I think that's what happened. I could be wrong. Now, what I'm going to see in his natural here, that's going to determine what I want to do. If he's just going to be on 1 base, I might not want to, you know, make any adepts, for example. Let's see, should I block this? I think I'm going to go for the double adept strategy, actually. I think that sounds like a nice idea. I'm going to block his base. I'll make 2 adepts, and then we'll see what is up here. Does he have another pylon or not? He's making a Stargate. Okay. And it's going to be an interesting one because I'm going to expand before him by a pretty decent amount, I think. Actually, okay, I'm pretty sure he sent adepts to my base. Oh, no, they're still there, okay. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's adepts at least because he didn't attack the pylon yet. So he probably would have shaded... Which, could I make 3 sentries? Or is that a little bit too extreme? I think I'm going to go for 3 sentries here, which feels a little crazy, but I mean, I might as well give it a shot, right? I'm going to make a battery over here. Since he doesn't have a base yet, I don't think I really have to worry about... Is he going to block it? No! He didn't manage to block it, so we are going to get a decent amount of damage done here. It kind of feels like he wants to go for an all-in follow-up, because he... Wait, that's a forge! Oh, a forge. I thought it was a Twilight Council. Why is there a forge? I actually don't know. Did he make that on accident? What is the forge for? He's gonna make freaking cannons or like like I actually don't know. He's either like absolutely terrified, which means the build worked, or he has some 500 million IQ build that I've never seen before. Those are all possible. He was gonna make an oracle from this. That's what I expected. What I kind of thought he was gonna do was go for a double oracle, like he would just make 2 oracles and then fly in. Right now, it seems like we're still pretty safe. I mean, he still didn't have his base yet, which is kind of crazy. He's gonna see I have a freaking base now, and he's gonna realize that he has been annihilated by the build. I mean, I still wonder what the forge is for. I don't even want to judge this game until I know what it's for, because it's kind of made my brain explode. Now, he does still have the adepts. I think I need to keep this over here. I'm actually going to make 2 more adepts because why not? I can shade those in. I'll make another sentry as well. Yeah, so the adepts are coming now. That's why I need the probe over here so I can wall it off. What he's probably going to do is try to get in here. Yeah, exactly. With 2 oracles and then shade in the adepts at the same time. That's what I was expecting at least. Now, let's see. He is not upgrading from the forge yet. I have to imagine he is most likely making a Twilight Council. Yo, sentries actually do a lot of damage these days, by the way, so you have to be careful with that. I think now I can probably cancel that because the oracles took a little bit of a beating already. Guess I'll just resaturate this so I don't have to think about it again right away. Oh, is that a third? No, it's actually... Huh? Wait, how fast is that oracle? I feel like this game is actually going to make my head explode. How is the oracle there already? Like, I actually don't know. How is that even... Okay, well... Wait, he doesn't even have probes. I needed a little batteries, I think. This guy has no... Oh, it's... No, he does have 3 oracles. 3 oracles? Okay. I don't know anymore. I think maybe I should just stop talking this game because I don't think I'm ever going to figure out what's going on here. I hope he's... Guys, if this guy goes for DTs, I might cry. I think I'm going to make a robo here just because his build has been so sus. That's actually like the only reason. I feel like his build has been so sus that I should probably just like throw all logic out of the window and just kind of counter whatever I can die to in this moment. I think I'm going to go for a little bit of a scout to the edges of the map to see if I can find something. I feel like that's not the craziest idea. So the adept is still standing there. He doesn't really look like he's being aggressive, which is throwing me off a little bit because he should be. With the amount of probes he had there, which was 0. Now, he could have just hidden all the probes and be saturated by now. In that case, I could... Okay, so he has a third also without probes. Wait, can I actually... Does this work? No, it doesn't work. He has 4 oracles now. I think we're going to kill him, honestly, guys. Like, he has been just so crazy with his build. I don't think this could possibly be a thing that can defend stuff. I could be totally wrong, but this really shouldn't be something that, you know, you can get away with. So I'm going to go for an attack. Dude, for a second, I wanted to make a freaking warp prism, but I can't warp in stuff. So that's, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose a little bit there, you could say. I feel like we should be able to kill him. My army also doesn't look fantastic at this point because I've been, you know, just so weirded out by what he's doing. Instead of making probes, he just made 4 oracles. 5. He has 5 oracles. And still no probes. Oh my god. Is this guy playing crazier than me, guys? That is the question. Is this guy playing crazier than me at this point? Let's see if I can do it. Oh, the micro actually worked so well. Look, he right-clicked on that one. And now I'm going to be able to blink this one away. Oh, the micro is clean here, guys. He tried to get that stalker, but he couldn't. And that's where the blink comes into play. And I guess I was right. In fact, I know a lot of you got excited probably about this style. But no. I don't think you can make 5 oracles and get away with it against Protoss, guys. There you go. You're welcome. In case someone wanted to try it, I've solved it for you. You guys don't have to try it anymore for yourself. Guess I'll just attack it with that stalker. He is making a lot of stuff over here. He actually didn't have a single battery either. Okay, he was actually pretty crazy greedy. Now, at this point, let me just blink this away. He's going to click on it again. Exactly. There we go. And wait, he's only making the cannons now. I think I'm just going to run past because why the hell not? Why would I even fight against this, right? I do have an Immortal here as well. Guess I'll just depower this one. He does have Warp Gate. Loser. Not just kidding. And there we go. GG is called on the most confusing game I have played in this entire series. I feel like... kind of similar to game 1, I kept trying to make reads, updating myself on the game and what I should do. But this guy was just unreadable. I still don't really know what the Forge was for. He had +1 attack for, I don't know, for the 3 Stalkers that he had and the 2 Adepts that he never really used, I suppose. And then he made 5 Oracles from this. He didn't have Blink yet, not even close. He started this... after he already lost everything. Yeah, this build was not quite it. I still think there's a decent chance that we absolutely own him with our builder. I mean, we definitely got ahead. I didn't get that wrong. We definitely got very far ahead with the build, which is really nice. Incredibly confusing game. Let's go for the last one. And we're playing against... Oh, it's actually the same Protoss. For some reason, I was already feeling that it was going to be a Zerg, because I feel like we do get lucky a little bit more often recently, where we get every single race in... you know, the same video, which I always think is really awesome. Now, this is going to be a fantastic test for the mind game. So I mentioned at the start of this video what happened at the Homestory Cup, right, with the PvP against a 6k player. So the full story of that is I ended up winning that best of 3 2-1. And I won the first game with Protoss and the last game with Zerg. So in the rematch with the same build, I did lose. And that was the game I talked about in the last game, where I went for 6 adepts, only killed 6 probes, and I kind of died to the counterattack. So now what I really want to see, if this is a build that you can do repeatedly against the same guy and get away with it, right? Because, like in the last game, I feel like you should be able to, because I was the one responding to him, right? Like, I checked what he was doing in response to my build, and then I made up my mind after that. I didn't just blindly go for 6 Stalkers or 6 Adepts or 9 Sentries or whatever, right? So I feel like this should be a build that you can do multiple times, especially because it has kind of different counters, right? Or I should say different things that it's good at. Because if it's a 1-gate expand, then you just go for the full-on Stalker rally. You can always go for the Adepts. You can go for the defensive Sentries. There are a lot of options you can choose from. So for that reason, I feel like it should be something that you can do twice against the same guy. You can tell he was doing the same thing. He was checking to see if I made a low ground base, and then he moved the probe away. So it really feels like he wants to proxy me, but then I just keep playing this weird freaking triple gate stuff. Now, I guess this time he might actually proxy me, at least if the probe is not coming back. Let's wait for it for a little bit. I do need to check his base at some point. Okay, so we found the pylon over here. That's going to be a really nice scout. Then I already know what I want to... Oh, he's actually not going to build something. He could have canceled it still. If he's not going to build something from it, we don't have to worry. But the reason why I think this strategy is good against cheeses like this is because you can chrono boost or make 3 Stalkers very, very fast against this, right? So I think this time I'm just going to go for the double chrono on the Stalkers. And then, unlike usually, I can actually make a 3rd one, which means I should be pretty overwhelming against someone who just... I'm actually going to make a fake pylon here to trick him a little bit. I can actually make a 3rd one, so I should be able to beat a couple Stalkers. Now, I think he might try to... Exactly, he's going to try to hunt this probe, so I'm going to run it around for a little bit. And I'll be able to kill this pylon very, very fast. He's already making a robo and a shield battery, but this is where the mass Stalkers come into play, guys. Like, I'm going to have my Stalkers so fast. Where's the probe hiding? I would ideally like to kill the probe. I'm not going to find it for now. I can still target down the battery as well. Actually, the battery is going to be up in time, but that means he's going to use it to heal the pylon. So I can still kill the pylon and drain the battery at the same time. And now, yeah, he's going to have to send the probe back, but the robo is actually going to have to be cancelled. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, the extra Stalker makes this such an easy hold. And now what I can do, I don't know, I can't even warp in from this, by the way. It was really meant to just fake him out, but I guess if he's never going to check, then there's not going to be much of a fake. But now I can counterattack with 6 Stalkers super, super fast. And I know that he's not going to have any kind of tech behind it. I think what I would like to do is go for a Stargate here, because Stargate is kind of a universal counter. It's not necessarily good against Blink, but against Blink you could still make Oracles. And I don't think he's going to be able to have as many units as me. Now he's going to try to take this base in desperation, but I already have 6 freaking Stalkers, guys. Like, what is he going to be able to do against this? This is going to have to be a cancel. This probe is here to hopefully save me from losing to just a couple of depths. Wait, he was actually trying to double expand. That's what he did last game as well, I believe, because I'll just target down this pylon really fast. I still haven't made anything. Wait, actually, maybe I should walk up here instead. I know he has 2 Stalkers, but I think warping up here would be a lot smarter, because I can just kill this pylon. Exactly, I'm just going to kill this pylon, depower everything he has pretty much, and then we should be able to take a decent fight. Here we go. I'm just going to target that 1 Stalker. He's going to try to move it out of the way successfully. Now I'm going to get this one, and then I'll get the next one as well. He's completely out of production. Judging by the fact that he made a double expansion, that means that he doesn't have any tech really. So I can just chrono boost this 1 Oracle, and this has been just a beautiful display of how good this build can really be, right? He's trying to repower his gateways. He actually has no production right now, and if I target the probes correctly, the battery overcharge is not going to do anything either. He was going up to 4 gates, but I already have 3 as well myself. He's got to lose every... Look at this. Oh my goodness. No GG is called. And this was the most brutal counter we've seen yet. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. More and more, every game I play this, I feel like we've invented something really cool, because we did it twice against the same guy. He tried 2 different counters, and we absolutely annihilated both of them. This one even more one-sided. But this is a very important one for me, because here you can see that it's definitely good against those close proxies, because 3 Stalkers just kill the pylons and stuff too fast. This was an awesome episode. This game, 4 times the units lost, albeit a small sample size. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Adios.